Greetings, Guardians. This is Olympus Alliance. The game has changed, and if you've been paying attention lately, you already feel it. Hero Wars, Alliance is no longer the same battlefield it was just a year ago. Metas evolve, power shifts, and comfort picks rise and fall. That's normal. That's healthy. And if you want to stay competitive, you have to adapt with the game. For a long time, physical damage ruled everything. We all lived through it. Kayla jumping in and deleting backlines. Yasmine punishing every mistake. Dante dodging his way through entire teams. Lara Croft erasing heroes before they could even react. Physical attackers dominated the meta for years, and they were not just strong, they were oppressive. But metas never stay frozen. And since last year, something fundamental has changed. Magic teams have risen. Not slowly. Not quietly. They exploded into relevance. Today, if you face a well-built Magic lineup with proper support and you don't have answers prepared, you are going to struggle. Badly. And that's not theory, that's reality. Releases like Polaris and Electra completely redefined what Magic teams can do. Polaris brought control, disruption, and massive value with almost no investment. Electra added protection, amplification, and survivability to Magic cores that previously struggled against burst damage. Together, these heroes didn't just help mages, they empowered them. And now, with proper setups, Magic teams can shred almost any formation in the game. If you don't have at least one reliable anti-mage tool built today, you're already playing catch-up. And that brings us to the hero everyone underestimated for years. The hero many players ignored. The hero many thought was outdated. The hero some still don't fully understand. Cornelius? Yes, Guardians, Cornelius is back, and not as a niche pick, not as a gimmick, but as one of the most important counter tools in the current meta. Cornelius is not flashy. He doesn't dominate highlight reels. He doesn't wipe teams instantly. But he does something far more valuable. He deletes the right target. Cornelius is the ultimate anti-mage executioner. A precision weapon designed to punish intelligence-based teams, and today, that makes him more relevant than ever. Let's be very clear about something first, because this is Olympus Alliance and we don't sell illusions. Building Cornelius does not mean you will win every defense. It does not mean you are suddenly unbeatable. And it does not mean he has no counters. There is no hero without a counter. Ever. But Cornelius gives you something incredibly powerful, control over mage-heavy matchups, especially on offense, and serious deterrence on defense. And that alone makes him a must-have in today's environment. Most players think of Cornelius only for one thing, Monolith. That massive physical strike that targets the enemy with the highest intelligence and often deletes them in a single hit. And yes, Monolith is absolutely devastating. Against heroes like Zesha, Celeste, Lars, Mojo, Iris, or Folio, it can instantly remove the core of the enemy team. But here's where many players stop, and that's a mistake. Cornelius is not just about the one shot. Before Monolith even lands, Cornelius is already doing damage in a different way. At the start of battle, he reduces the magic attack of the enemy hero with the highest magic stat by nearly 50% for 12 seconds. 12 seconds might not sound like much on paper, but in modern hero wars, where fights are fast, tempo-driven, and explosive, that window is enormous. That debuff alone can completely neutralize a mage's opening impact. And he doesn't stop there. Cornelius also grants a barrier to his team, increasing magic defense for 6 seconds. That means your frontline survives longer, your supports stay alive, and your damage dealers get the time they need to operate. So what do we have here? A hero who severely reduces enemy magic attack, boosts allied magic defense, and then deletes the most dangerous mage on the field. That is not a niche tool. That is a meta response. This is why Cornelius has quietly climbed to the top of the counter hierarchy. Against mage-heavy teams, Cornelius turns the fight into a countdown. One mage falls. He charges again. Another one falls. And suddenly, a team that looked unstoppable collapses piece by piece. And that's why, Guardians, you must build Cornelius. Not because he's trendy. Not because he's new. But because he solves a problem that exists right now. If you're a long-time physical player and you've avoided magic investments, Cornelius is your bridge. He allows you to counter magic without fully committing to mage teams yourself. He gives you flexibility. He gives you answers. And even if you already run magic lineups, Cornelius still has value. On offense, he dismantles mirrors. On defense, he forces attackers to think, adjust, and respect the setup. Will Cornelius win every defense? No. But will he make attackers hesitate? Absolutely. And hesitation wins wars. The current meta rewards players who prepare tools, not those who chase trends blindly. Cornelius is not a win button, he's a thinking player's weapon. He reminds us of something important. Hero Wars is not about one hero dominating forever. It's about adaptation. It's about understanding mechanics. It's about having the right answers at the right time. And right now, with magic damage at an all-time high, Cornelius is one of the smartest answers you can build. So Guardians, if you're wondering where to invest next, if you're tired of watching your teams melt to mage cores, if you want a reliable tool that will stay relevant across metas, start with the wise man. Start with the executioner of intellect. Start with Cornelius and his monolith. He won't win every fight for you, but he will make your battles smarter, cleaner, and far more satisfying. And that, in today's hero wars, is priceless. The meta has changed. And it will change again. But preparation beats panic every time. Build wisely. Adapt early. And you'll be smiling a lot more in the arena, in wars, and in championships. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and as always, salute and friendship.